Good evening, everyone. This is Mike back for another video. This is sort of a video discussion. It's a response to a couple of my friends put up videos about film collecting and how things have changed and the way we collect, the way we watch films, if they have. And so my friend Ian put up a video a couple of days ago, and before I had a chance to respond to his video, my friend James put up a video. So now I'm responding to both of them. And Ian, of course, changed his channel name again. He was going by The Old Stuff Is Better, and now his name is All Things Films, which is a really good channel name. I like that. So, good choice. But we all know that it's still... Sorry, Ian. You'll never escape Forkerball. Forkerball lives, okay? It's just the way it is, bud. Anyway, so getting back to reality here. So Ian said that he is sort of at an impasse in his collecting life, and which a lot of us go through from time to time. James, at the beginning of his video, he said, "Hello, my name is James, and I am a film hoarder, and I need help." So, which I thought was kind of funny, because just about everybody I know in my personal life, not the people on YouTube, just the people who know me and have been in my house, they all think that I am a hoarder. But these are people who don't collect anything. I mean, I am the only person I know who has a collection of DVDs and Blu-rays that is in any way substantial. They might have a little shelf, you know. Hardly anybody buys CDs anymore. They all think, well, CDs don't exist. Nobody buys, and they feel the same way about records. They actually, when I talk to them about buying records, they look at me like I'm just from another planet. So that's out. And most of them, well, I can only think of one friend that has a shelf of books and two really nice bookshelves on each side of his fireplace. Just enough books to fill those shelves. And then if he gets one too many books, he'll give one away so that they fit right on the shelves, because he doesn't want books anywhere around on tables or anywhere else. So yeah, I guess I can't imagine having a house or a life without books. I just can't imagine it. And I feel the same way about the other things that I collect. I have to say that for me, when it comes to my collections of films and DVDs, well, DVDs and Blu-rays, my enthusiasm is probably just about as high as it ever has been. And I enjoy it. I buy a lot of things online. Probably most of the things I buy, I get online from places like oldies.com, thevideobeat.com, Movies Unlimited, Creepy Classics, places like that. And I go to Barnes & Noble quite often, and I pick things up, certainly the Criterion sales and all that. So in a way, I have to say that I still get excited about discovering something new, even a very old film that I never heard of. I'm still learning about classic films from the 30s and 40s and all the way back in the 20s that I never saw, never knew much about. I'm still discovering them. So I feel like it's every bit as exciting to me as it ever has been. So I'm learning a lot and thoroughly enjoying it. So where am I at about spending money and all that sort of thing, and has my focus changed? I would say that my focus has changed in a way, because now what I'm trying to focus on now is finding really obscure stuff, movies that are not commercially available on DVD and Blu-ray, some which never came out on VHS as far as I know, and old TV shows that don't get shown anymore anywhere, even on MeTV. Really obscure stuff. Some things that even I've never seen, but a lot of things that I remember seeing back when I was very, very young, and that I saw on television back in the 60s, early 70s. That's great fun for me. So a lot of those things are available on these websites, which a lot of you I'm sure have heard of. There's a website called ioffer.com. That's one word, IOFFER.com. And this is a big group of sellers, and they don't just sell DVDs and Blu-rays. Well, they sell things that what I've found, most of these people sell movies that they have put onto DVD-R, and a lot of the things have been copied off of television or maybe off of a VHS tape, and I guess you could call them all bootlegs and all that sort of thing. A lot of them are in public domain, so I guess it's not a big legal problem, but they just provide a chance for people to see things that they might otherwise never be able to find because they are not out on commercial DVDs. You won't find them in catalogs. You won't find them in the stores. And you certainly aren't going to find them on places like Netflix. So that's kind of what I'm doing now is finding some old things that just interest me. And so when I get around to doing a DVD, hopefully in a couple of days, where I'm showing some of the things that I've been buying and watching lately, I'll give you an idea what those things are. So as far as watching things on the online services, I still don't do it. I never resubscribed to Netflix after they raised their prices back in 2008? Was that when it was? I can't remember now, but I was using Netflix for a while. I was watching some things online as well as getting their DVDs through the mail, and I did that for several months. I really enjoyed it. But then when they doubled their price, I said, screw this. I don't need it. And I've never gone back to it. Now, that may change at some point. I can see the value of having these streaming services, but for the most part, they don't interest me. Now, case in point, I'm a Star Trek fan, and the latest Star Trek TV show, which is called Discovery, started out on CBS TV network, and I think we all watched it. All the Trekkies that I know, we all watched it, and I enjoyed it. But to see the rest of it, we had to subscribe to CBS All Access, and I didn't feel compelled to do it. Although I liked the show, I didn't feel so excited about it that I wanted to go and get this streaming service and pay for it every month, so I haven't done it. Now, as I said, my opinion about all of this sort of thing might change. I don't know. My other viewing habits, I'm still going to the movies more and more to see new films, although I have to say, here's an example of seeing things that I enjoy that I don't feel it's necessary to buy and have on the shelves. I saw some very good films recently from 2017. I saw The Post. I saw The Phantom Thread. I, Tonya, about Tonya Harding. And what was the other one? The Shape of Water. Loved all of them and different levels. I enjoyed all those films, but I don't feel a need to buy any of them and have them in my library. And that's how I feel about my collection of DVDs and Blu-rays. That to me, they consist, how am I trying to put this here? Too much rum makes it difficult to talk. To me, my collection of films and DVDs are a library, just like a library of books. I still feel that way, and it's very precious to me. They're all, and as Ian said, or was it James? I can't remember. James, Ian, maybe they both said it, but a classic is whatever you consider a classic to be. So I consider the Beach Party films from 1965 to be classics, and I want those things on the shelves. Those are important to me, just as important as All About Eve, just in my estimation. So, and the Attack of the Giant Leeches and all those classic schlock films from the 50s. I love those things, and those are the things that mean a lot to me to have and to cherish and to watch again and again. Whenever I get the urge to watch one of these things, pull it off the shelves. Don't worry about, you're never going to find these on Netflix or Amazon or any of these places, the things that I really care about. So that's why it's important to me to keep collecting physical media. I don't think I will ever stop. Getting to the question of formats, the 4K question, I don't care about that stuff. It doesn't matter to me. Now, I still have the old-fashioned 27-inch cathode ray tube TV sitting in the living room back here, which I'm not going to get rid of until it just falls apart because it works perfectly. There's no reason. But up in my TV room, I have my 40-inch widescreen TV, and I love it. I'm very happy to have it, and I don't need anything larger than that. I can't imagine anything with a better picture. It's not important to me. I still don't have a sound system to go with my television, which for most things that I watch is not a problem because the sound that's on the DVD is good enough that just the television itself, it provides a good sound. But there are those films that have a very quiet sound that, it's then that I wish that I had a sound bar. And I may get around to doing that eventually, but I haven't done it yet. So What else did I want to talk about here? Let's see. Okay. Well, Ian talked about, he mentioned the movie Swiss Army Man. Said it was a piece of shit. You're right, it was. One of the worst movies ever made. I can't believe I went to see it. James said his philosophy of collecting is I buy everything to watch everything. So I'm not sure if I totally agree with that. Well, obviously I don't, because I'm very happy to go to the movies, like I said, and see a lot of things, but I don't necessarily want to have them at home to watch again. And James also said that he needs a support group, and he thinks that Ian should be that support group. And I think talk about the blind leading the blind, that's probably not a good idea. But who am I to judge, right? So what else I want to talk about? James brought up people that he likes to watch on YouTube, like some of the sort of semi-professional people that do film reviews. He mentioned Chris Stuckman, somebody that I've seen and I certainly respect. I think I'm still subscribed to the guy. I really don't know, but I don't pay that much attention to these guys. But they do good work, and every once in a while I will come across a video where somebody is doing a really professional grade video and commentary, and I appreciate it. And I'm not jealous of anybody for what they do. My stuff that I do on video is, I mean, it's just me, and it's very amateurish, and I do the best that I can. I could probably do a lot better, but obviously I don't do anything visually interesting with my videos, because I don't have a program where I can edit and add pictures and all that. I'm too lazy to learn how to do it, quite frankly. One thing about putting up videos, which I don't do very often, obviously, but I've discovered something interesting, that whenever I do post a video, I lose at least 2 subscribers. So, which is kind of funny, really sad but funny. So maybe I should stop doing this altogether. I don't know. What else I want to talk about? There we go. James brought up the prospect of bringing back the weekly chats, and interesting idea. I do kind of miss the weekly chats, although quite frankly, I think that we got to the point where we kind of ran out of ideas of things to talk about, and it was getting a little bit repetitive. So we may want to think about that. Maybe it shouldn't be every week, maybe a monthly chat, maybe something like that. I don't keep to a schedule. I never have, except when I was doing the monthly chats and following along with some of the lists that people were doing on Thursdays and Fridays, which I don't do anymore. But I'm very lazy, and I really should get myself on a schedule where I do a Criterion comment maybe at least once a week, and get back into the a film for each year of my life series, which I started back in 1910, and I still haven't finished it yet. So I don't know. Anyway, as far as collecting and all that, I still love it. And I know every once in a while somebody posts a video on Facebook or someplace and talks about the end of physical media. It's all disappearing. It's all going away. And I don't believe it. And as James and Ian both said, that unless it gets to the point where they force us to buy everything in Blu-ray and get a 4K television, then I'm a lot older than these guys, so I'll be dead by then. It really doesn't matter. One thing that has changed, I did want to bring this up, that I am starting to appreciate Blu-ray more and more. And this is something I talked about many times, that I thought Blu-ray was okay, but I was very happy with DVDs. That's still true. But I have to admit that recently I've seen some things on Blu-ray that kind of changing my opinion. I'm taking a class now, the films of Orson Welles. It's called Citizen Kane and Beyond, and we've had 2 classes so far. We started with Citizen Kane, and the second week we had The Magnificent Ambersons, and this week we're doing The Lady from Shanghai. Now the instructor shows the films in Blu-ray. I had never seen Citizen Kane in Blu-ray before, and I have to admit I was really impressed. So I may start investing more in Blu-ray. I'm not going to throw everything away that I have on DVD and replace it with Blu-ray. That's ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. But I will think about buying more things on Blu-ray than I have in the past. So that's kind of cool. Another thing I feel I've discovered that adds something to my my life. So And let's see what else. I guess that's pretty much all. If there's anything I've left out here, I just, you know, I love horror films. I love classic films, the great actors and actresses from the 1930s and the 1940s. I'm getting more interested in silent films, and I love low budget, bizarre things. Like I started watching some of the Andy Warhol produced films directed by Paul Morrissey back in this past summer, and really enjoyed some of that stuff. Just as it's kind of like a visual feast, I guess is the best way I can put it. So anyway, that's where it all is, and I'm not against giving things away. If I don't hoard things to the point where I think I'm never going to give anything away, because I gave I think 4 Criterions away this year, and I felt good about it. Things that I didn't feel that I needed to have on the shelves. A couple of things I really didn't like very much. And one thing I bought a copy of a film directed by Louis Malle. It's called Black Moon. I bought it out of curiosity and watched it once and really enjoyed it, although it's a bizarre movie. But a friend of mine who was leaving town, and I'll probably never see him again, we had been discussing films that we like, and I said, you know, I think you would really get into this film called Black Moon. I'll have to loan it to you. And I told him about it. He was very excited. So when he was going away, I thought, I'm just going to give it to him. That made me feel good to do that. So I'm not so possessive that I don't share things with people. I gave several stacks of records away in the last couple of years and took them to Goodwill and to a sale so that other people could enjoy them, because I knew that I would never play these things again. And I took some books and some CDs, things like that. So I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. And I don't know. So that's where I'm at. If anybody else would like to join in on this little chat we're doing, please do. I'd love to hear your opinions. And so all of those of you who are ready to unsubscribe, just go ahead and do it. I don't know what to say. Good night.